Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Raising Bulls, brought to you by the Beautiful Game Network, Icarus FC, and Roughneck Scarves. We're still doing the quarantine thing, so we're just talking to some players. We don't have any kind of recaps or anything, but using this time to talk to the new guys and see how they're doing and see what they're keeping up to. And today we got Samad Bounthong, first-year player. He had played in the academy, went to Marist. Now he's with the team. They like what they saw. They played him at fullback in the first match, and I thought he had some good moments and some bad moments. You'll hear that he's really going over everything with a fine-toothed comb while quarantining. So I expect him to turn things around when he gets back out there and play at an even higher level. Anyway, it was really nice to talk to him. I'm glad I got to, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So here goes. And we're back. It's our second episode, our mini-sode during the quarantine, and we're here with Samad Bounthong. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me today.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hello, everyone.
I talked about this a little bit last week, but this is certainly not the way that I think most people expect their first year in the pros to go. How are you holding up?
It is a little disappointing, but this time away, it's helped me. I want to say get my head to get together a little bit, especially after the first game. It was kind of nerve-wracking playing my first game, and I've finally been able to settle down. And taking this time away is just focusing on stuff I thought I needed to work on since the first game. So I think this time away has been good. For some reasons, but in other reasons, I've been anxious to play again. So,
yeah, of course, and I know that you're familiar with the team and the coaches and everything, but still coming into a new team, you want to be able to settle in with your teammates, and it's definitely weird to have such a prolonged and quick break.
Right. Well, yeah, everyone. It is a new team, but all my teammates and stuff like that. Good thing, we've all been able to create good friendships, I guess, and get to know each other a lot. And, thankfully, everyone's super cool. And, I've gotten a chance to get to know everyone a little bit. And I think, everything's been good.
So you mentioned you're able to work on some things that you thought you needed to since the first game. What else are you doing to keep yourself busy right now?
Yeah, so the team has us doing workouts and stuff every day. So, every morning I wake up and I just grind the workout out. I'm doing it mostly by myself. Sometimes my dad will come and help me out, pass me the ball a couple of times. But, other than that, just doing the team workouts and then doing some lifting on my own, stuff like that. I've watched the Tampa Bay game about 50,000 times, taking notes and stuff, yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess that for creative types, when we make a lot of content that we put out, we tend to go over it with a fine-tooth comb and start picking apart all these things that maybe most people wouldn't otherwise focus on. And it sounds like you get to do that with the game film because you can spend so much time rewatching it.
Yeah.
So you spent a little bit of time with the U23s last season, is that right?
No, I never played for the U23s. I never played with 23s. I only played for the U18 Academy twice.
Okay, what led you there?
So I'm originally from Seattle. Spent my whole life in Seattle up until I was 17. I was playing with the Sounders Academy. I started with them at U15. Ended up playing with them for another year for U16s, and after that year, I eventually got cut from them. And then my dad happened to be moving to New Jersey, and so he asked me if I wanted to try out for the Red Bulls, and I said, you know what, why not? And then that summer, I ended up trying out for them, and I ended up making the team.
I'm sorry.
That was it.
What?
Oh yeah, that's it.
What was the the feeling like around, I guess, the game in your home? If you were in the Sounders Academy, it sounds like you were pretty serious about it early on.
Yeah, I mean, I started playing soccer when I was, I would say, 10. At first, when I was like 6 or 7, my parents got me into baseball. But then I was playing catch one time with one of my uncles, and he threw a baseball so hard at my face, one of my teeth came out. So that was it for baseball. And then and then I easily transitioned into soccer. Then that was it.
Interesting. I feel like that would be a good reason to drop a sport, is to take a hard hit and lose some teeth. Jeez.
Yeah.
So, being that you had experience in both academies, what were the big differences for you, or was it very similar in terms of what the expectations were?
Um. So the Sounders Academy, it felt like it didn't really feel as professional as the Red Bulls did. At the Sounders, they kind of just, there's a tryout and they pick 20 something guys to be on the team, and then every weekend it's just they put whatever 11 they think is good enough to start that week. But then at Red Bulls, it's like you train every week. Every week is like a tryout, and so they treat every training session like it's a tryout. But they also, we're doing video every week. At Sounders, I never did video. I never had one-on-one like mandatory talks with my coach or anything like that. But when I came to Red Bulls, it was super serious. Had talks with my coach almost every other day because he thought I needed to work on some things. And at Red Bulls, it just felt like more like a family, I guess, because the coach really tried to get to know me more.
Did you have aspirations at that point of turning pro, or was that something that's sort of developed since moving to the East Coast?
I think ever since I was in middle school, that was kind of my dream, was to go pro. I think if that wasn't my dream since I was young, I wouldn't have made the jump from Sounders to Red Bulls, because that was my senior year of high school that I was leaving behind. So
that's
I couldn't experience prom.
That's a big change.
I couldn't experience
for a young guy.
Yeah. I couldn't experience prom or anything like that. So the move was kind of a big decision in my life, but I already knew what I wanted to do with my career. So.
And then after high school, you went to Marist, right?
Yeah, so after my senior year of high school, I ended up doing an extra year with the Red Bulls because I didn't really get the scholarship offers that I wanted. So I decided to stay another year. And then my coach, Simon Nee, at the time, he was really helping me getting recruited by these teams. And then Marist came along with a good offer. And then the following year, I was going to Marist.
What was the big difference between college ball and academy ball?
So, in academy, especially from the Red Bulls, all the guys go to like really good schools. They go to Stanford, Loyola Maryland, Princeton, a bunch of, top 25 NCAA teams. And, going to Marist, it's just like you got kids from high schools in the area, or like from premier teams, not academy teams. So the level is super different. I think during my freshman year, I think my Red Bull Academy team could have probably beat my Marist team, maybe throughout all 4 years. But so that was a really big change.
Who does that say more about, the college or the academy? I feel like the academy, with the quality of players that have sort of churned through there, I don't feel like that's a dismissive statement at all to the level of play at the college.
I mean, when you come to Red Bulls, it's like, I feel like most people who come to Red Bulls, they want to play professionally. And then when kids go to college, and some kids just go to college and play sport for college because they want a scholarship so that they don't have to pay for school and stuff like that, or they just want to stay fit. And so I think that's really big difference. Is the Rebels people do want to play pro, and when people will go to college, it's just like, oh, I just want to make it easier for myself later in life, so that I don't have to pay student loans and stuff like that.
So
really, the difference is just like passion for soccer and what you want to do with your career. I know at Red Bulls, a lot of people would train, on their own and stuff like that. When I went to college, that was just non-existent for a lot of people.
that does make it a sort of weird experience, I would think, for guys that are looking to go pro. But maybe that gains some extra resolve to sort of meet those markers that were already set in terms of where you saw your potential as a player, but also the work needed to make it to the next level.
Yeah.
So again, kind of a weird season at this point. But what are you expecting for the rest of the year? Do you think that we'll be seeing games this season? Are you nervous that the season might get canceled? What's going on right now in terms of that for you?
I really hope we do get back into playing some games, but it's a world issue, and people's lives are at risk. So I think taking the time off is more important than thinking about if I get to play or not, because these are people's lives we're talking about, and not just my career. So I think we should take as much time as we need as possible. Although I am anxious to get out there and play, and kind of to take the pain away of just not playing. Is I've been focusing on how to make myself better. It's just a time for me to think about what I need to work on and how to improve myself. So in some ways, it's kind of a good thing that we're taking a break from games and stuff like that, because I just get to learn more about myself, and I get to spend more times on some other things to keep me sane, like maybe learning new hobbies and stuff like that. So it kind of sucks, but then again, sometimes you just got to make the best of what you got.
What's a new hobby that you want to learn?
So I've been really ever since I was young, I guess I was really into cars, and I was also really into like sneakers and stuff like that. Ever since I was younger, I used to camp out at malls overnight, and used to camp out for these sneakers and then resell them, and that's how I was kind of making money when I was younger. So I want to kind of get back into that. I'm really interested in Asian cars, JDM cars. JDM stands for Japanese Domestic Market. So I'm really into stuff like that. So I've been kind of just planning, like what cars I want to get when I'm older, and I've just been kind of, trying to research.
Yeah, that's excellent.
A lot about cars and whatever. Yeah.
Well, Samad, it's been fantastic having you here. Before we let you go, I'm going to subject you to the lightning round. Are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Yep.
Popcorn, yes or no?
Yes.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Super Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog?
Ooh, Sonic.
All right, excellent. I think that's definitely the path less taken for most of the people we've talked to. So I applaud that. Favorite team to play as in FIFA?
Favorite team to play as? Probably my Ultimate Team.
All right, excellent. And last but not least, this is the big question this year. Who has the worst haircut on the New York Red Bulls 2?
Ooh, I just saw Sharif just shaved his head, so I'm going to have to go with Sharif.
Uh-oh. I feel like we're getting a trend here now. Sharif, it's not looking good, bud. Samad, thank you so much for joining us today. I really hope that we get back out there sooner rather than later, but of course safely. And we wish you nothing but the best of luck for the season.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Well, that does it for us today. Nice, short and sweet, talking to players, hopefully giving you guys a little bit of entertainment during all this. It's so crazy out there. I hope everybody is being safe and being smart and practicing social distancing, and hopefully this ends soon. Definitely not ideal, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people in worse situations, but I'm ready for this to be done. Anyway, thank you for following along, and hopefully we'll be bringing you full episodes soon. Again, we're brought to you by the Beautiful Game Network, Icarus FC, and Roughneck Scarves. Thank you very much. Have a great night.